All right, 5 o'clock. Great to have you with us. I'm going to sell you a dream, and it might be reality. Work with me on this.
Floor is yours.
And Rico, I want you to take notes on this, because if you think any of this, or all of it for that matter, is happy horse bleep, you can call me out. But using some of the odds that are out there and the probabilities you can associate with them, I want to build a case that we could land at 6 what we're calling the Holy Ghost language player of the day. That it is a draft pick that I think would unite all of us. That even people like Cookies would be happy about. That Kenny would be happy about. I think it would be the congregation. We'd all be giving the sign of peace if we drafted this young man. I want to make the case that Will Anderson is going to be there at 6, and we don't have to lift a finger. So let's do this. If you're filling out your scorecard, let's just start right away with 2 certainties. These are assumptions, but let's go with certainties. Bryce Young is going number 1 to Carolina, and Jalen Carter's going number 5 to Seattle. So write that down on your note cards, or if you're driving, just mentally. Bryce Young number 1, Carter number 5. That leaves us 3 picks that we have to navigate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at 2, the Houston Texans. What do we think we know? We think we know they don't want Stroud. We don't know that they've ruled out Anthony Richardson. We're hearing a ton of whispers that Tyree Wilson could be that pick. Who did they hire? D'Amico Ryans.
Correct.
Legend in the franchise, former team captain, defensive coordinator of Rico's Niners. If he wants to leave a mark on this, and he believes that Tyree Wilson is going to be the linchpin of his defense, is it crazy to put Tyree Wilson at 2, considering Tyree is the betting favorite in Vegas right now?
Right.
Tyree Wilson to the Texans. At 3, Arizona. Now, what have we heard about this pick? What?
No, some of everything for Arizona.
Right. So I'll give you multiple ways out of this. We've talked about Tennessee for a while. That Tennessee's in a weird spot. It's a rebuild. They don't want to admit it, but it is. They traded A.J. Brown. Derrick Henry's in the last year of his deal. They don't want Tannehill. It's a rebuild. 2 ways the Arizona thing could break for us, and it works. Tennessee trades up to 3, and they take the quarterback of their choosing, either an Anthony Richardson or a C.J. Stroud. Or Arizona actually does something sensible. They take an offensive lineman here. If you look at Arizona's needs, they need a left tackle, they need a right tackle, they need 2 guards, and they need a center. Translation, they need the whole damn O-line.
I was just about to say, or you could have just said the entire offensive line.
More snarky if I do it that way. So Arizona could take an O-lineman, because if they move down, they might miss on the guy they want. We've heard about the Steelers creeping around. I got you $1. They want to move up and get their line. So Arizona either takes an O-lineman or Tennessee moves up and takes their QB. At 4, we've already said this. Will Levis, Indianapolis Colts. It just works. It's wacky. It's Colts. And if it's not Levis, it sure as hell ain't going to be Will Anderson. It's a quarterback. They're tired of the QB roulette. They're tired of switching out quarterbacks every year.
If it ain't Levis, it's Stroud, or you go Richardson.
It's a quarterback.
Yeah.
At 5, check your note card. It's Jalen Carter. Betting favorite in Vegas, Seattle's all in. Which means at number 6, without lifting a finger, you didn't even get up to go to the refrigerator. We're all speaking in tongues. It's Holy Ghost language time. Will Anderson at 6.
You're right.
I want to know if you guys think I am completely full of it, or are you daring to dream based on the betting odds, based on what you hear, based on Kenny's Dirty Dozen? Rico. Could it be?
It could. Here's what I will start to do the dreaming. Once I see who gets selected at 3, because you're right. If a quarterback or an offensive lineman goes at 3, this could happen.
Yeah, because you could look at top 4 picks, 3 QBs, and an edge not named Anderson.
Right.
You know Carter's going 5.
Right. Now, that's why I'm saying it's 3. Because what did we say we wanted the Lions to do? Trade up to 3 to get Anderson. So you got to hope that somebody in the back is not saying the same thing, that they're having this same talk in Tampa radio. Let's trade up and go get Will Anderson. After that 3rd pick, if that's an offensive lineman or a quarterback, I'm on board. And at that point, yeah.
Do you begin praying? Don't lie to me. Is it wrong to say a prayer for Will Anderson, Dave? You said it for Cade.
No. You know what? At that point, it's not prayer, but it's what I'm hoping for Lions fans.
Would you begin clutching the rosary beads?
Because you deserve this.
Will Anderson opposite Aiden Hutchinson. I just want you to think about that. I just want you to think about that.
Because
Will Anderson, Aiden Hutchinson, Will Anderson.
And I want it for selfish reasons because you know what? The second half of the season, doing radio and talking to Lions was a lot. I felt better rather than just this team is bad, this team is bad. The city needs this.
Is what I am selling remotely plausible in your mind? Have you begun this process of how do we get – and by the way, feel free to call in if you think, wait, Will Anderson wouldn't unite the congregation. I don't want him. Or maybe you're a Costa Army guy and you're like quarterback or death. I just think Will Anderson's the one player we would all mutually just –
The only person that would be opposed to this is trade down guy.
Not if Will Anderson's there.
Because what if Philly says, we want him,
right?
And
So
we'll
Philly,
give you a
all right,
pick.
hold on. I got you covered. I've already done the value chart.
Okay.
Philly offers you 10 and 30. Or you can have Will Anderson. I got bad news for you there, Big Daddy. I'm taking Will Anderson. You can keep your picks. F them picks.
Nolan Smith still on the board?
I couldn't tell you.
No.
That's not me being snarky.
But here's the thing. As tempting as it would be,
You're taking Will
you
Anderson.
take the bird in the hand.
Kenny, is what I'm selling remotely plausible?
Yeah, you would. It would be tough. I'm thinking you would have 10,
18
30,
30, 55, and 58, right? I'm
you know what? I'm going to
spitballing.
leave this to Kenny. I would do it. I would keep Will Anderson, but Kenny, you're the big Lions fan. You would end up with 10, 18, 30, and yeah.
I'm also taking the bird in the hand. Exactly. I'm taking Will Anderson, and I don't think it's crazy that he could fall that way. I mean, if you were just one of these guys saying, oh, it's going to happen because reasons. No, we looked at Vegas odds last segment.
Kenny.
We looked at the pathway this could happen.
People, we've done this with purpose. This is like when David delivers a sermon on Sundays. He doesn't freewheel. He's not Andrew Dice Clay. He's not up there spitballing. There's a purpose. There's a message.
Right.
I have given you the odds. I've given you the rumor. We are relatively intelligent humans. Guys, could Will Anderson actually fall to us at 6?
You do.
And we don't do a thing.
You need the Popeyes 2-piece combo to happen. You need the Texans to take defense.
Or a QB.
Or QB. Well, no, to take Wilson. Because then it leaves all the QBs there. Because if another QB is gone, now all of a sudden it's like, okay, maybe we just go for the best available player. But if you know that Stroud is there and that Levis is there, okay, now you got teams saying we can move up and it won't cost us as much. So you need Houston to do their part, and you need Arizona to do their part.
And is Will Anderson even the player that I'm putting him out to be, as in the unifying selection? That he's the one player every caller would call up and go, I concur. Good selection.
Last year we said that if Will Anderson was out there, that's who you would take if you were the Lions. So now, a year later, you get the guy that you wanted last year plus the guy you got last year. You put those two together, And you know what? Your secondary just got better, Lions fans.
You know the button I want to hit, and because I respect you, I'm not hitting it.
Thank you.
But I'll just tell you, Kenny and I would be sounding like Shamdala, la, la, la. You give me Will Anderson, Kenny and I are dancing in suits. Kenny and I'm getting Kenny a clip on, and we're dancing. 248-539-9790. Man, that guy was doing the moves. I mean, it'd be an incredible night for the franchise.